But then again, who fucking knows? Everyone was part of. I think everyone was part of the. I think I was part of the NWO at one point.
Everybody was part of the NWO.
Even your grandma was part of the NWO at one point. Hello, everybody. My name's AJ. That's Jay. Welcome to Road to Attitude, the best show about wrestling you've really never heard of. Today is June the 3rd, 1996, Monday Nitro. I keep fighting the urge to say Monday Night Nitro because I don't know, it just feels more natural to me.
Right? Same here.
Maybe it's because I'm used to saying Monday Night Raw and stuff like that. I don't know.
Could be.
So, let's start off with our good friends Larry Sabisco and Tony Schiavone introducing us to tonight's matches. By the way, Sabisco, what the fuck are you wearing?
Yeah, I think he had better outfit last week, yeah.
He looked like that. He looked like one of those weird graphics in like old 90s commercials just on a shirt. I mean, it looks stupid, but I can't lie, I'd probably wear it. So, yes, I think you don't probably notice it, but again, I'm probably noticing these weird motherfuckers all the time in the crowd because there was this one guy playing with a latex troll mask.
I think I saw
like
that.
Like the toy
yeah,
trolls.
Troll,
and I'm like,
troll dog.
why?
I saw that.
Like, were trolls that big that they had masks on them, or was it just like the '90s version of a meme?
I don't know. Those things have always been popular.
Have they? I've never. I guess from where I'm at, they always kind of look just fucking weird. So before we start, I just want to say Zabisco calls Arn the endomorphic cyborg. I don't know what the hell that means, but okay.
Neither do I. Does he know something we don't?
It just sounds weird. So, match number one, straight into it. We have Bubba, who's already in the ring. Bubba, previously known as the Big Boss Man, though he looks relatively less big in WCW. He kind of just looks like some guy off the street.
Yeah.
Versus Shark, who comes out with...
Although, he starts off as Shark, and then he decides to drop character and just do it as himself.
Oh, no, that was the funny thing. Like, so he comes out with his really shitty black and blue attire, which I am 99% sure it's his regular Shark attire just turned inside out.
It might be.
It looks so stupid.
So speaking of stupid, though, his hair.
Oh, no. That's what I was going to get to. Because before we get to the work shoot promo he basically threw on himself, we have he has his head half shaved. So that's cool because it's continuity and all that. I mean, how would you regrow it in a week, obviously? But fucking Bubba, this gross motherfucker, has this man's greasy hair on standby and proceeds to make it rain in the ring.
He just was carrying around with him the entire week.
That's so gross. Oh, God. Like, could you imagine how much sweat Shark has on him at all times? Just that greasy motherfucker. Oh, God. I hope that was fake hair, because if it wasn't, that's just nasty.
Oh, it probably was real.
WCW's just really fucking with us, man.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised.
So, as you said, we go into a semi-work shoot promo with Shark, now saying that my favorite line of the whole night, I'm not a shark, I'm not a fish, I'm a man. That was a great line.
It's good, yeah. So he drops.
I can't get over it. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard, but it just sounded good.
Yeah, it was really, he sold the line really well. It's just really a dumb line.
It is. And now he is going to call himself John Tinta, which is his real name.
So he's just like, no, stop the music, stop all this shit. I wanted to do an interview.
There are a lot of weird little intricacies with WCW that maybe they did them a lot back then, even in WWF, we'll see then, but you don't see it at all now. Like, the worst match is a pre-match interview literally seconds before the match. And I'm like, that's strange. Okay. That's just me, though.
In there, he's basically like, I didn't fix my head because I wanted to live with the shame. Basically as like a way to like, I really don't know. He doesn't explain it very well. He's just like, I didn't shave it. I'm living with the shame, and it's why not?
I guess it's like one of those things where it's like a battle scar to remind me of the war.
Maybe, yeah.
Of Big Boss Man cutting off my hair.
He
did you a favor. I will say it looked hilariously stupid.
Oh, it did, but he sold it well.
He did. The guy's a worker.
So he's like, I'm not Shark, I'm not Avalanche, I'm not a fish, I'm a man, I'm John Tenta. And then I love it because Tony Schiavone's just like, that's his name? Really? Are we serious?
Right? Schiavone and fucking Zbyszko just no sell. They're like, the fuck is this guy?
He's just like, okay, if you want, buddy.
All right. Your contract still says Shark. Oh, man. So this match doesn't go anywhere at all. It's just Shark comes in, grabs the scissors of Mr. Big Bubba, chases him.
And Big Bubba runs away like a bitch. And he gets a timeout, so Tenta wins by default.
Yeah, he gets counted out, which is weird because, like, for some reason, Zbyszko was calling for a DQ. It's like, how is that a DQ? He didn't hit him with it.
Good point.
I mean, if this was real life, he'd probably be, charged with like attempted assault. But
It's the
this is
Wacky World wrestling, yeah.
Exactly. So funny enough, I took a note of this during the 30 seconds that this match even happened. That Zbyszko and Schiavone made fun of two wrestlers called Johnny B. Bad and Big Van Vader.
Yeah.
And they make note of saying that they no longer play where the big boys play, which is true. Vader debuted Royal Rumble of '96 and WrestleMania 12. Johnny B. Bad debuted in blah blah blah.
Yeah, I think they only brought it up because they mentioned that apparently some pre-episode like promotional material said they'd be there, and it's like, we just want to correct you. No, they're not actually here. They quit.
They quit just so fucking Johnny B. Bad could be powerbombed by Sable into obscurity. Anyways.
Speaking of getting beaten into obscurity, the next match.
Oh, yes. The Faces of Fear versus... I'm not going to lie, before they actually said their name, because I missed it at first, I just put some jobber tag team.
And the Jobber Bros.
The Job Squad.
High Voltage?
Yes. With... the blonde one, actually no, the first one, the brown hair-ish guy. I don't know if that was really like, it's brown hair, like shortish brown hair. His name is Wreckage. I don't know. And the blonde one's named Chaos. It sounds stupid.
Oh yeah, it's dumb.
Versus the Faces of Fear.
Barbarian and Ming.
Yes, and this match was pretty fast. Honestly, there was nothing much to say about this.
Yeah, for their debut match, they get their shit wrecked pretty fast.
Right? Well, though I will say, they probably should have ended it on that double headbutt because the quote-unquote mafia kick that Ming gave, who was it, Wreckage?
I think so.
They showed a replay of it. The guy missed him by like 3 or 5 inches. You could see on the fucking replay. And I'm like, oh, well, that's not a good look for your final move there, buddy. But there you go.
Yeah, there was otherwise some good moves. There was like you said, the double headbutt, double body slam too. When the Job Squad get thrown to the ground and they get double body slammed.
I will say, I don't remember if it was Ming or I think it was Barbarian who did the top rope belly to belly suplex, which just looked fucking awesome.
The fucking like flying suplex. That's
holy shit. That looked awesome.
That was like honestly the best move of the match, hands down. Best.
The best move of this 3-minute match.
I mean, I think the funniest part is that like the announcers were even like, I mean, these guys were up and coming, but then they got fed to the Faces of Fear, so now they're kind of fucked. I mean,
I'm kind of just hoping that we see more of the Faces of Fear here because the other guys I don't really give a shit.
Well, we'll probably see more of the jobbers, but as for the Faces of Fear, I hope so because these guys were fun.
They did mention the Faces of Fear have now been bumped up for a World Tag Team title match, so we'll see what comes from that.
Yeah, I saw Ming in a hype package later on, so obviously he's probably going to stick around a little bit.
So, moving on from that, backstage interview with Mean Gene, Lex Luger, and Sting. All I gotta say about this one, God bless Lex Luger, He is trying. God, my favorite part of this interview was Lex Luger was talking, and Mean Gene had to actually tell him, dude, we're looking at footage right now. He's like, oh, what? We are? Oh, shit. Like, oh, God. I feel so bad.
Though I gotta say, the funniest part is when they were recapping the free-for-all fuck-up that happened last time. Luger's just like, yeah, things got out of control, guys. We're sorry.
Sorry, guys. Don't sue me.
So it kind of just goes nowhere for a little bit until the Steiners show up, get pissed. They start fighting each other, and Mean Gene has to break them up.
I was gonna say, I was just gonna make a note about that. It's funny that that interviewers don't do this nowadays. Backstage interviewers don't actually react to shit that's going on or give quips or anything like Mean Gene used to. Like, I missed that because that actually made the backstage interview seem a bit more alive, I guess.
I mean, I think nowadays where everybody knows they're all kind of scripted ahead of time, and back then these were still pretty much unscripted. I think it was easier.
That's true, but I kind of wish they would at least do something along the same vein of that, because it does work. It does work to make him feel a bit more realistic, if that's a good word to use.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It makes them feel like they're, actual interviews and not scripted little segments.
Yeah, exactly. Another thing that I like is hearing Scott Steiner, because he is a god among men.
Yeah, even before he goes completely fucking nuts, he's pretty great in this interview.
He already is fucking. I'm pretty sure that, like, the only reason he never went fucking nuts before is only because, like, WCW is like, all right, dude, we need to keep this at least a little PG.
Yeah. So I like at one point Mean Gene, right at the end, Mean Gene's like, I'm never interviewing you people again.
You're all assholes.
It's like, fuck you, go away, you children. I'm never interviewing you guys again.
Fuck off, guys. All right, so
we get a very quick Hogan hype package too. He's like, I'm gonna be at the I don't even remember what the fuck
one
he
of
said.
two.
No, one of three.
Oh shit, that's right. There was 3 of them. Fuck. We'll get to each of them as we go along. So after Hogan's bullshit, we get to match number 3. Disco Inferno and Sergeant Craig Pittman.
Fucking Disco Inferno.
What is this, man? What is this guy? Where did he come from?
He walked off the set of a bad knockoff of Saturday Night
Fever. Like Monday Nitro Fever is what he had on his trunks.
Yeah, he had a Monday Night Fever, which they say he had tattooed on him. It's like, dude, that's not a tattoo.
So then does that mean he's like a literal fucking Ken doll and he's just going naked?
Maybe.
I actually made another note here that I guess I didn't notice this the last time, but you can't hear the announcer introducing people to the ring. Like, he's there, and you can sometimes hear faint whispers of it, but unlike, WWF at the time, you can't hear them introduce people to the ring. And it's so weird.
I was able to hear him, but it was still, like, drowned out by the everything else, kind of.
Yeah, right? Because, like, there's times where sometimes I turn around and I'm like, and the match starts, I don't get to hear who's introduced, so I'm confused, like, oh shit, who's who? Well, I mean, obviously, but it's weird. So, this match
was pretty, another one that just kind of went nowhere.
I will say, the funniest thing of this match is Disco Inferno botching a fucking arm drag literally seconds into the match. Holy shit, dude, how? Fucking how?
I guess there's a reason nobody's ever heard of this guy.
Also, I did also make another one. Oh, like I said, I did make quite a few notes in this, mainly because it's fucking stupid. Another one is Sergeant Pittman is also a very scary, strong person.
Yeah.
Like, he is scary strong.
Yeah, there's one part where, I can't believe I'm saying this, Disco Inferno.
Get used to it, because I know he gets a little over during the Attitude Era.
This is 1996. Why are they doing this gimmick in 1996?
Because this is the same company that wanted to put Ric Flair in a Spartacus outfit. What the fuck do you expect?
See, that makes sense. That's Ric Flair. He can do anything and make it work.
But this fucking knacker.
Anyways, he goes to punch Pittman in the head, and he, like, puts his head down to it and like goes into it, and he like hits his hand and he like recoils in pain.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing Pittman just has a head made of steel or something, because I remember
They mentioned in the commentary that one of his moves is a battering ram that he just uses his head for, so that makes sense.
Yeah, because I mean, last week DDP tried to headbutt him or do something to him back, and he got stunned and fell out. So I guess that explains that.
Another thing that I noticed, it was just a little thing. Again, these are just little details I noticed during the match. Is Teddy Long, like while Disco Inferno is like on the turnbuckle, like I think the first turnbuckle, he's just sitting down. Teddy Long comes in and starts petting his head,
Yeah,
like ruffling his hair up. He's like, "Oh, look at the little baby! Look at the little baby!" Like, what the fuck?
I love it when the managers start getting involved, because that's just fun.
The best part is like it wasn't even like a cheat move or anything. It was just Teddy Long ruffling this like little kid's hair.
Yeah, he was just screwing with his head. And I love it too, because while he's distracted by that, Pittman grabs him and throws him.
So this match ends up with honestly a finish I don't actually see very often. Disco Inferno gives up.
Yeah, he gives up.
He doesn't even tap out. He gives up.
Because Pittman was starting to like do something to his arm, and he's just like, "No, fuck it, man. I can't do disco.
Dance.
I can't do disco if I can't move my arms."
I can't do that weird wavy arm thing that literally everyone can do.
Can't do the arm wave. My fucking arm is broken, guys.
I mean, he has a point. You can't. But
yeah, but still, that's not a reason to give up.
Well, fuck you. He values disco. The man likes disco. God damn it.
No, really, I couldn't fucking tell.
he values his music. This is a nothing match, but yeah. I feel like I'm going to start liking Disco Inferno just because how stupid this character is.
Oh,
because like I said, I know that he sticks around. I know he definitely sticks around. So it's going to be fun to see him more. So
we see a quick clip of something that happened on an episode, I think, of like the Saturday show.
Yeah, WCW main event.
Of a Regal backhanding Sting.
A pretty nasty one too, like Jesus.
Oh. Yeah, and then Sting tried to attack him back. We don't see the full thing. We see a quick recap of him getting slapped again later. Apparently he got fined for it, like a shit ton of money.
Yeah. Which is pretty interesting. So yes, match number 4, Regal versus Habshaw Dim Duggan. That would have been a very good quip for Zbyszko to have against this guy.
Dim Duggan. Yeah, they keep ragging on Duggan because he's apparently fucking stupid, which, I mean, okay, yes, he is obviously stupid.
I mean, could you tell he's supposed to be like the Southerner America, yeah?
Of course I could tell. You think I couldn't notice? Everybody's chanting USA every time he's on screen.
It's true. That's his whole gimmick.
Yeah.
Give him his gimmick.
I would have to be fair also, opinion on Regal has changed a little bit. I think he's fucking funny now. I like him.
I love Regal, man. Regal's great.
I started watching some clips of other stuff he does, and I love him now. He's good. He's great.
Dude, Regal is one of the most underrated people ever. Like, he just knows how to shit talk people, and it's great.
He's great at shit talking people. It's perfect.
Like the whole time, like Regal was like just shitting on America. It's like, look at all these fucking knackers. Look at all these pieces of shit. Like, it was great. This match was kind of another nothing match. It was a lot of time wasting on Jim Duggan's part, maybe because Regal knows that Jim Duggan can't wrestle a match. But yeah, it was all just time wasting, really.
Yeah, there's a lot of Regal just kind of being goofy. Like, I think he gets hurt trying to climb into the ring. I didn't even see it. Like, he starts climbing in and then flinches back and then goes back in. I think he got something thrown at him or something. I don't even know.
It was pretty. Like I said, I think it was more of a thing of like Regal just didn't want to touch such a ruffian.
Yeah, he's doing his best to like not touch Jim Duggan.
What's to be done with this ruffian called Jim Duggan?
Yeah.
That's essentially the whole story of the match. Regal's like, oh, fuck that, man. Like, it was this quick thing. There was this one part in the match where Duggan throws a punch, and you can clearly see that it was nowhere even close to the same fucking building as touching Regal.
I noticed.
Like, holy shit, Duggan. Come on, buddy. It's TV here. So that's one thing. And getting to the finish of the match, it's whatever to fuck finish roll up.
Yeah.
That's what all it was.
Regal's sidekicks show up, steal Duggan's 2x4, and distract him while Regal gets the pin on him and a cheap shot.
And that's it for that match. And then post-match interview.
Yeah, he again talks about how much he hates America. He brings up him getting fined for trying to kick Sting's ass,
which is weird because that's something you never hear nowadays. Getting fined for attacking another wrestler outside the ring. I'm like, huh. That's kind of encouraged nowadays.
Well, I assume if we had watched the full clip, we'd know the context, but I don't know. I mean, then again, it's Sting, and he's kind of top dog at this point, so I guess it makes sense. He probably tried to get some strings tried to get some stings pulled.
Whoa. Now that's a tongue twister.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's really all there is to say about this match.
I got a note, though, there's one part where Regal earlier in the match, he tries to cheap shot Duggan, and he knocks him down. He gets up, knocks him down again, and then knocks him down a third time, which is fun. There's this little bit where Regal gets out of the ring, tries to attack the announcers, I think. Like, he goes up to the announcer table, and then just kind of walks away.
Yeah, that kind of happened. He just kind of was like, fuck you guys. Okay, bye.
I will have to say, Regal is fucking brilliant at facial acting expressions.
Yeah, he's got range with that shit.
So
I can't wait to see more of him. Actually, does he leave WCW around this time? When does he leave for WWE or WWF, if anything?
I don't know. Let me check real quick. Looks like he returns to WWF in 1998.
Okay, so we got about another year and a half of Regal.
No, he not returns. He goes to WWF at 1998 for a year, goes back to WCW, and then returns to WWF.
Oh, so we got a good amount of Regal to go.
Yeah, I mean, plus to watch him when we were doing Raw. So,
that's gonna be fun to see more of him. Man, I love Regal. He's a really good like just professional man.
Yeah, he grew on me. He's definitely grown on me.
So,
he's actually British. I didn't realize he was actually British. I thought he was just really good at the accent.
I don't know what to say to that. Did you not know that?
No, I didn't. I didn't know shit. I just thought he was doing a really good accent.
Oh, if that was an acting job, man, that was like Oscar worthy right there. Fuck.
Yeah, I mean, thinking about it now, if that was him acting. He's in the wrong business.
Right. So, match number 5, we have.
Oh no! We had something in between. Don't you remember? With the Dungeon of Doom.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what I was going to get to that actually. The little recap that we have with the Dungeon of Boom and Chris Benoit.
Yeah, apparently people keep trusting the guys called the fucking Dungeon of Doom, and they keep getting screwed over, which apparently is.
And for some reason, the voice of reasoning is Chris Benoit.
Yeah.
Or as WWE would like us to, from now on, refer to him as Chris Benoit.
Audible silence is what they prefer to call him.
A copyright strike is what they prefer to call him now. God damn it. So yeah, we get a little recap of their feud between Kevin Sullivan and Chris Benoit, basically saying Kevin Sullivan doesn't hate Arn Anderson or Ric Flair. He just hates the fact that Chris Benoit is a little piece of shit.
Yeah,
he's like, you fucking cunt.
Taskmaster's great. He's just like obviously like out of control evil, and apparently people just keep trusting him.
He's in something called the Dungeon of fucking Doom.
Have you seen the man? He's wearing he's got evil eyebrows painted on. He is so not to be trusted.
His gimmick his fucking gimmick before this was that of a goddamn Satan worshiper. Why would anyone think this guy is bad? I mean, he's a fucking Christian man, you know? Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Like, god damn it, man. I know wrestlers are stupid, but Jesus.
I mean, there's being stupid to progress the storyline, and then there's just being completely, utterly stupid.
Jim Duggan.
Yes.
We're gonna rag a lot on him.
Mm-hmm.
So we have this short little match between Kevin Sullivan versus Prince Iaukea. I'm pretty sure we're never gonna see him again because who the fuck cares about this guy?
Checking the wiki page, he sticks around until 2002. Apparently, he wins a championship at one point.
2002.
Yeah.
WCW closed in 2001. Holy shit! What the fuck?
Well, I guess he retired. I guess he went on to other things, but I mean, according to this, he has a couple of championships under his belt. Or
Prince
his,
Iaukea.
Artist formerly known as Prince Iaukea.
Oh, that's right. Okay, no, I know who this guy is then. Okay. Who fucking cares though? I didn't care because this match was like 30 seconds and no one gave a shit.
Another 30-second match that went fucking nowhere because Taskmaster, the lights are off and then he runs in and starts attacking him before the lights come on.
Oh yeah. Oh, the funny thing is, like, as soon as this match is over and we get the post match with Meme Gene, we have Taskmaster say, "Hear that chant?" and silent.
Yeah.
You can hear the fucking air conditioning turn on. Like, Jesus Christ, dude, what do you do? They do this a few times, actually. They're like, "Oh, listen to this crowd." Just hear the crickets in the back. I'm like, what? Okay. All right.
It was a pretty fucking brutal one, though. He pulls him out of the ring, throws him nuts first onto the safety rail, and then throws him into the metal steps.
Oh, yeah. So at least even if it was a squash, I mean, it was still a fun little, like, brutal as fuck squash.
Oh, yeah, it was brutal and entertaining and short as hell, and it was kind of not even worth being here.
So we have a post-match interview, like I said, with him and Meme Gene. Kevin gives his interview, and I want to say that Kevin Sullivan talking, he sounds like he's slow for some reason. I don't know why, but like he just doesn't sound like he should be talking. Maybe that's just the way his character talks. I'm not sure. But it just sounds like he's stuttering a lot. Like he's really not confident in what he's saying at all. I don't know. Maybe that's just the way it goes.
Maybe.
So, in fact, funny enough, during this interview, we bring up one of the cool things that I can actually talk about is he brings up Brian Pillman. So, now let's get to a little bit of story time here, Jay. So, Brian fucking Pillman. Great man. He was a really good wrestler. Died too soon, obviously. But the story that we're talking about here, the reason why Kevin brings him up is during a match on pay-per-view, they showed on the recap, Brian Pillman and Kevin Sullivan were having an I Quit match. Now, the match was originally supposed to go, if I remember, about 20 minutes. It only went about a minute something because Brian Pillman shot, or he was I don't know how to say it, shooted. I'll say it that way. He shot on Kevin Sullivan. He got the mic within about half a minute or so, and he says, "Oh, I quit, Booker man," which again is a shoot because Kevin Sullivan was booking at that time. So all of this, going against how long the match was supposed to be, going against the planned match in general, all of this shit was to make this storyline where Brian Pillman would get fired from WCW and then come right back after making appearances in ECW and WWF.
Like you do.
Yeah, well, see, that's the cool thing, because around this time, it was a believable type of storyline you could do, because all these three companies were still around. Well, Brian Pillman actually convinced Eric Bischoff, who was the president at the time, he told him, "Hey, actually fucking fire me." And the president and Bischoff was like, "All right." So he did. And all of this was under the pretense that Brian Pillman would come back.
And he didn't
come back. No, he did not. He kind of fucked over Eric Bischoff and just like, "Fuck you guys," and then he left.
Just pulled some fucking speed chess on him.
Oh, he outworked the Booker, man. Like, holy shit. It is honestly an amazing story that anyone who watches this, implore you to look up the story online. Like, I gave you the abridged version. The actual story is just amazing.
Man, I love
The way that
I love behind the scenes shit like that.
to me, I'm just laughing because I mean, man, that is some really good planning. Like, you're just like, oh yeah, fire me and I'll come back after getting some exposure, so like it can be more hype. And they're like, all right, fuck you guys, I'm not coming back.
He made a wise decision considering, you know, how things went from here.
Yeah, sadly, it wasn't too long that he was in WWF. He kind of died. So, back on track. Match number 6. Arn Anderson and Ric Flair versus the Rock and Roll Express.
This was a fun one, straight from the beginning.
Oh, yes.
So there's a part where I've heard, I think it was Siobhan, no, it was Zbyszko. I don't know what he said when he was introducing the Rock and Roll Express. I think he says, where it sounds like he said fucking Kevin Green.
Oh, yeah. Oh my god, yes. I know exactly what part you're talking about because I heard it too. And I'm like, what the fuck, what did he just say?
I had to go back and watch that like 3 times just to be like, did he actually just say that?
I will say, though, the Rock and Roll Express, they are a bit older, obviously. I think they're around, I think older than Flair, actually. Morton, who's the blonde one, he looks pretty good. Gibson is one troll-faced motherfucker. I'm sorry.
Well, you don't enter the wrestling business for looks. That's that much for certain.
Yeah, but the guy's a legend. I love his matches. I've seen them all. But one eye looked like he looked like the dude from fucking Total Recall when they're on Mars. Like, god damn it, dude. I'm sorry. I know, respect your elders and all that, but fucking hell, man. Anyways.
So this was a fun one straight from the... there's a fun bit where Flair and Anderson come out in football jerseys, because remember they were going to be fighting those 2 football players.
Funny enough, it was in the right size of football. It was the actual, quote-unquote, kayfabe, football jerseys of those players.
Yeah, and then there's...
given to him by the wife of Steve Green. Quote-unquote, again.
In kayfabe, yeah. I like it because Anderson can't get his off. He has to have Miss Elizabeth help him get it off.
Well, yeah, because he is too thick.
Yeah,
he's too thick, man. God damn it, that has a whole new connotation this year.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So,
and there's a great part where there's like a little countdown timer, counting down to when all the pyrotechnics go off, which is just.
Oh, I was gonna get to that, but first at the beginning. It was awesome to see Flair just have so much fucking fun in that jersey. Like, he started doing, like, little jogs and 3-point stands, and he was, like, running all around and shit. I think I was a fucking maniac. It looked awesome.
Yeah.
Just so good. So good.
So good.
Let's see. So, yes, there was a little timer. Again, a very, very interesting thing that they did in this show. There was a little timer that was of a Dynamite, counting down to the 2nd hour of Nitro. And I thought, oh, are they going to, like, I don't know, are they going to, like, go to commercial and transition to, like, different announcers or something? No, they just fucking popped the pyro right then and there in the middle of the match. I'm like, why? What's the point of this? It was so weird. No, so yeah, it was so weird that they did the 2-hour transition in the middle of a match. I'm like,
yeah, it was a little weird.
Okay. So, whatever, I guess. So, we go out a little later in the match. Arn calls for a timeout, and the match kind of just goes a bit slow at that point. I kind of like lost interest a little bit after he calls the timeout. Yeah, that was just me though.
It starts off pretty fast and then slows down significantly.
For older guys, they really went fast. Like, they got in there, man.
Yeah. There's a part where Ric Flair's getting stomped on the ground by I forget who. And
who was it, the blonde one?
I think so.
Morton.
And it was either a woman or Miss Elizabeth, and they were screaming every time he got hit, but I didn't see
Oh
them
god,
screaming.
woman was so annoying. It was woman.
Yeah.
That's her gimmick. She yells.
But the thing is, I didn't see her, and every time that she yelled, Ric Flair would open his mouth, so I thought it was him screaming.
Ric Flair has a very effeminate yell. Jesus Christ. I was gonna say, around what, halfway through the halfway point of the match, or no, close to halfway point, we have another thing that really pissed me off again. Ric Flair starts pushing the referee, and the referee keeps pushing back.
The ref fucking knocks Flair to the ground twice.
I'm like, what does that say about your stars when the fucking referee can knock them down?
He must. That was pretty embarrassing for Flair. Yeah.
I don't know why they did that, but okay.
Comedy, I guess. I don't know.
It was weird.
It was a little weird. Yeah.
We got a little bit of Arn in the ring. I was actually gonna say, Morton, who's the blonde one, was the one who was mostly in this match. So we have more of Arn in the ring, and I love seeing this because it showed off Arn way more than it did last week. He has such a brutal wrestling style, and I love it.
Yeah, totally.
You actually got to see the Spine Buster this weekend, which is so good. Such a good move. So during the match, just a little note here that I noticed. We have Eric Bischoff talking about the Elio Di Apollo Memorial Show. Apparently, this was a memorial show. It was a charity show that ran from 96 to 99, and it was for charity. It raised over $750,000 for, scholarships and, other charities in the Buffalo area of New York, like the Children's Hospital. So, hey, just a nice little thing there for everyone at home.
Yeah.
So after the great spine buster that we get for Arn, woman keeps yelling a lot. Wish she fucking didn't. Whatever. And the announcers keep telling us, can you hear the noise the crowd are making? No, because they aren't making any fucking noise. So it was around this point where I noticed that Gibson, who was the one in brown hair, who the one who has brown hair, isn't really doing much.
No, yeah.
It's weird. Like, he isn't doing really anything until the very end where, Morton does tag him in. So around this time, we hear Bobby the Brain Heenan leave the announcer table.
Yeah, he goes over to the VIP table to hijack.
Yeah, essentially, because the entire night we were having little hints from Eric Bischoff and everybody saying, oh, is Heenan gonna manage Arn and Flair? Or they're gonna manage Arn and Flair? Blah 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 blah. All right, so basically we kind of get our answer then there. So we have woman basically getting a cheap shot at, I believe it was Morton, and from there the heels win the match. So afterwards, post-match interview. Yes, post-match interview. We get Arn, Rick, and Heenan. So first it's Arn.
It's mostly Arn on the mic this time, yeah.
Which is fun because I just love the way he's like, I'm too thick. I'm a big boy. You little pussies. It's just like, I love Arn. Just the way he says that's great. Afterwards, we get a little bit of Ric Flair. Always awesome. Then we go back to Heenan, who gets interviewed as well. He says, I am never going to manage again, but I will coach.
Which is apparently different.
Shut up. So he brings out this little plaque that had like a bunch of like coaches from across the years on football, which is kind of cool to see that. So we see that he's like, I'm gonna coach them this or not during Bash at the Beach, yeah. And then Ric Flair starts singing again, which is, I hope he does that more because we need more Ric Flair singing at the top of his lungs.
Yeah, that was basically his only contribution, is going woo, and then
woo!
Singing. Too bad we don't get more Ric Flair because I wanted to keep the Flair, the woo counter going. So
we already made 3 there.
Oh yeah, good point.
I will say, it's funny because Flair's the most memorable part about this whole thing, about this whole like little post-match interview, and he doesn't do anything. He's just fucking Flair, and it's great.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
I like Bobby Heenan showing off his little plaque he got from John Madden, and then he just has it with him the entire night, just showing it off to the camera.
Right? It's great. Right afterwards, we get the one, the only Glacier.
Well, no, we had another Hulk Hogan hype package first, which went on for way
Wait,
too
are you
long.
serious? I have it in my notes that happened after Glacier.
No, it happened before in my notes, unless I somehow fucked it up and somehow watched it beforehand. But yeah. So we well, they happened basically right after each other. So whatever the order actually was.
Well, no one cares about Hulk Hogan. Fuck him. Glacier's more important. He's the one that's getting over now.
Yeah,
He was bigger than Steve Austin. We all know this.
Yeah, he fucking wishes.
Who headlined the most electrifying, most over match at WrestleMania 17? All right, you got me there. It was Austin, but still, Glacier's pretty cool.
Yeah, who headlined the thing from a different fucking company? It was definitely Glacier. Yeah.
Yeah, he did headline the main event of fucking insert name of Bingo Hall Wrestling Company here. Anyways, I feel bad for that guy. Hey, he's a coach now. Anyways, so after the Hulk Hogan hype package, which again it's just Hulk Hogan. That's it. Look at Hogan, such a amazing man, Hulk Hogan. All right. So after that, we get match number 7 for the World Heavyweight Championship. What? The Giant versus Ice Train.
Ice Train, choo choo all aboard. Oh my god, this sucked. This sucked so much. I hated it.
It was nothing. It was literally nothing. Ice Train was just like Lamau, and then the Giant was like, I'm choke slamming you now. Oh, fuck you. That's all it was. So yeah, like fucking Giant just choke slam Ice Train.
Yeah,
and then that's it.
He shows up, he's like doing his thing, he's like, I'm gonna stand up to you, and then he just fucking choke slams him and the match is over in 20 seconds.
And then Scott Norton comes in.
And
I don't even know who this guy is. I just remember his name. Then again, he gets choke slammed.
And then he gets choke slammed again. He gets choke slammed twice.
Because he's stupid. So then we get a post-match interview with him and Mean Gene. And the Giant brings up a pretty damn good point. He basically just says, why are you all giving this hype to Hogan? I'm the champion. Fuck Hogan. And I'm like,
yeah,
you're not wrong. You are the world champion. Like, why is everyone giving all this attention to them?
Because, shut up.
It was pretty stupid. So, after that, whatever that was, we then go to commercial and then get a regularly scheduled match that Scott Norton was already going to be in.
Yeah.
Versus a man named Hugh Morris, the man who laughs. Hugh Morris being the worst play on words I have ever heard.
Oh, fuck me. Ah, that's so bad.
Did you not get this?
No, I didn't realize there was anything to get.
It's because he's a laughing guy.
I didn't get it. I didn't realize there was supposed to be something to get. I just thought it was his real name.
Holy shit, that's amazing.
I didn't even hear the laughing man part. I just thought it was his
just the feeling of realization that you just had. It's fucking gorgeous. Yeah, he's the man who laughs. Humorous.
Oh, I hate this.
Everyone hates it. It's a bad thing. It was stupid, and it shouldn't have happened, but it happened.
Speaking of which, this match.
It was stupid.
Norton's still knocked out and in the ring. They just kind of left him there.
Look, Jay, I have one thing written for this match. Just one. And it's the word shit.
Yeah, it was
this match was shit.
It was another quick one. He starts attacking Norton while he's still unconscious, but then he just kind of wakes up right as he's about to do a finisher on him, and then he catches him midair. Morris starts climbing up the top rope to pin him. Norton wakes up, and then as he's leaping, Norton catches him, reverses it, and pins him, which was cool at
quote
least.
Unquote catches.
Well,
you're being very generous when you say he catches him in the air.
You know what I mean.
I would say more dropping the ball, quite literally.
Redirecting him.
Redirecting his fall closer.
But yeah, he reverses it on him and pins him, which was neat at least, but it was kind of a dumb match otherwise.
There was nothing to it.
Yeah, nothing to it.
So before anything happens, we have a quick little thing of Mongo and Steve Green, and for like 10 seconds.
Was it Steve? I thought it was Kevin Green.
Is it? Oh, Kevin, Steve, same shit.
Who fucking cares? Michael's in green.
So we have that, and then out of nowhere, we get a WCW commercial, right? And I thought, all right, whatever. And then they play the same promo, but again, the same hype package, but from the beginning. And then I realized WCW fucked up. They played part of the hype package right before the commercial.
I think it was meant to be more of a coming up next kind of thing, but yeah, I know what you mean.
But they didn't even show the coming up next part. So I'm like, this is stupid.
Well,
this is really dumb.
It was kind of a dumb promo. It was just them going like, okay, this is our gameplay. We're going to do this, I don't even know what the hell they were saying. Green's chowing down on a fucking Slim Jim and showing the logo to the camera the entire time.
You know what I realized? Was that like a different type of Slim Jim, or was that how Slim Jims actually used to look like literal, like just slim pieces of meat?
I don't know. I think it was both.
That's weird. I mean, then again, why would that's weird. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm overthinking something that obviously shouldn't have been overthought, because literally the only reason they were showing Slim Jim, besides advertising, was because Macho Man and Slim Jim.
Yeah, they were like, wait a second. Slim Jims?
Macho Man!
So, even though, he's banned from being on television, they're like, yeah, let's get him for some reason. They do bring this up at least.
Jay, you forget, though. It's not the Macho Man, it's the Nacho Man. You gotta say it with the N. That's the way we're talking. That's his name from now on. It's not Macho Man, it's Nacho Man. Because Scott Hall, for some reason, thought that was hilarious.
Yes, he did.
So, yeah. We have that. They're like, oh, yeah, manager Macho Man. And we go to the main event of the night, which is Sting and Luger versus the Steiner Brothers for the World Tag Team Championships.
I gotta say, I thought Sting was dressed flamboyantly last week. He's way more flamboyant this week.
You know what? I'll say it like this. Let's just relish in color now, because as soon as the NWO hit, it's black and gray from now on.
Yeah, we got like a week until that. Or a month, right?
I am going to enjoy the color that we have for now, because as soon as this shit happens, man, there ain't no color in this company.
Yep.
So the Steiners come out first, and I was going to say, they have really shitty pyro. It's just like...
Yeah, it was kind of lame.
Like, I feel like they probably came out too early, because the pyro, they're already halfway down the ramp, and the pyro's just like... Okay.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
I guess that kind of summarizes this match, because it was a whole lot of nothing, because they weren't really focusing on the match. They were focusing more on Bobby Heenan's shenanigans. So first thing,
Macho Man.
Yeah. So first thing in the match, Macho Man calls in. Apparently, the man found a loophole in his banishment. They stated he can't wrestle, he can't attend the events and the audience, he can't be on their TV in any form competing, but they didn't say anything about being a coach.
Which is the dumbest plot hole or loophole I've ever heard.
Well, I mean, I guess it makes sense, because if you're being a coach, you're not really supposed to be, or a manager, rather, you're not supposed to be fighting, but it's still a stupid loophole, and they probably should have thought of that ahead of time.
But isn't it, to me at least, they said very plainly, very that right then and there, you are not going to be on our TV. He is on your TV then, because he's going to be a manager.
Yeah.
Or is he going to do it over fucking phone?
Oh, he's not going to do it over phone.
Well, they do have 1-800-COLLECT. By the way, call 1-800-COLLECT to save money and time. 1-800-COLLECT. I'm pretty sure that's been defunct for about 20 years.
Well, the thing is, I think they also assumed that nobody would be fucking stupid enough to actually get Macho Man's help, because he's a fucking insane madman, but...
Because he's part of the Macho Madness.
But, I guess they were wrong about that, so...
I guess so.
But yeah, there wasn't much focus on the match itself. There's a part where Sting throws Steiner right on top of the rope and he falls out. Yeah, not much, really.
To be honest, I didn't really pay attention to most of it, because of the fact that, we had the Macho Man call like right in the middle of it, and that was half of the match.
Yeah, and then the Heenan was just kind of talking over the entire match and distracting it. I mean, there's a part where he's just like, I don't even give a shit about. I'm worried about Macho Man killing me. Bischoff, help me out.
Look, Macho Man, I have this plaque. It means everything to me, but you can have it. Just take it. Like, I love it because he's such a chicken shit. It's great.
He's like, Bischoff, can you help me? And Bischoff just tells him no. He's like, I need to call Macho Man back. I want to just calm him down. Do you have Macho Man's home phone number? No, I don't. Leave me alone, Heenan. This is your problem.
Well, Bobby Heenan, 20 years ago, 21 years ago now, you could always call 1-800-COLLECT. You just put, like, the fucking logo of 1-800-COLLECT on the screen for the entire episode. Like, the entire episode, just have it there. Like we're supposedly sponsored by this thing that I'm pretty sure that isn't a thing anymore. It's so... I don't know why that stuck out to me so much as it did. It's a dumb number. I don't know why, but whatever. So yeah, most of the match is just kind of it's a normal match. There's this one cool move with Scott Steiner doing a pretty cool Frankensteiner, which is kind of just like a sitting hurricanrana, but it looks cool, especially for a guy his size. I mean, it's awesome.
Favorite part of the match was Sting and Steiner get out of the ring and start going up the ramp. Out of nowhere, the Giant shows up, choke slams Rick Steiner, and goes after Luger in the ring. And that was just things just went off the rails from there.
Honestly, I love how like after Rick got choke slammed, he was dead. He didn't even move. He was just dead.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
He didn't even touch Sting though. He's just like choke slams Steiner, and then he just like kind of walks over Sting.
Oh, hi Sting.
I've got no problems with you. Sting and Scott Steiner team up to help Luger kick the Giant's ass, and he goes over the top rope, which is fucking awesome.
I love big men over the top rope.
Oh yeah,
it just looks impressive because of their size. It just looks cool.
Then he grabs one of the announcers' chairs and throws it into the ring, and then the match just kind of ends from there.
Yeah, pretty much.
It just kind of ends. It doesn't really have an ending. They go to commercial, and then Scott Hall shows up.
Oh no, but don't forget, like you still have Heenan begging, which is just great. I don't know, I just love how much Heenan plays it up. It's like, Macho Man, I'll give you 2 of these with your name on it or something. It's just great.
I'll do anything, just leave me alone. Don't kill me.
I'll even call 1-800-COLLECT. God damn.
It's not funny. Why am I laughing?
Because it's stupid. Actually, no. There was one really quote unquote topical joke that Meme Gene said really early on in the night. I don't remember what the fuck it was. It was just like one of those 90 jokes you could hear of. But yeah. So as you said, Scott Hall came back. Chico man, and he goes immediately back to calling Bischoff the Ken doll.
Yeah, he's like, you want to fight, mate? Do you want to fight, man? We're going to have a war.
Fight me, you Ken doll? You fucking Ken doll?
Get 3 of your best guys. It's like, what do you mean we? Alright, where the fuck are your friends, huh? It's just you jackass.
Billy, no, mate. Say I ain't got no friends.
So Sting shows up to confront him, and he's just like, we do it right here, right now. 3 of your best and 3 of my guys. It's like, yeah, you keep fucking mentioning that. Where the hell are they, man? Huh? Where are they? You don't have anybody, do you? Huh?
And
piece of shit.
Sting's just getting in his face. He's like, you piece of shit, you fucking cunt, I'll fucking fight you.
Oh yeah, they're like an inch away from just kicking the shit out of each other, and poor Bischoff is just stuck right in the middle, and he's...
I love that too. Like, Bischoff just looks like, I don't want to be here. Can I go home?
The only thing stopping these 2 men from killing each other is poor old Bischoff.
With a Ken doll.
They actually do start fighting, but then the cops just show up, and then Scott Hall just kind of runs away. He's like, alright, I'll be back next week.
With a big surprise.
And the next day. And the next day. And the next day.
Now I just need like Scott Hall's head superimposed on that scene.
Oh,
and the next day. And the next day. And the next day. Just that's what Scott Hall is essentially.
God damn it! Why did you say that? Because now I have to do it. Not for the episode, just because. That's so stupid. I have to do it now.
So that's essentially where it ends for this episode of Monday Nitro. Um, I liked it. It was, I'll say it was not as exciting as last week, but I think it was. I think why it was so exciting last week was essentially because of why it was so exciting last week was essentially because of the fact that it was our first time doing it, first time seeing all these stars. It was like the honeymoon. Like now we're committed. We're gonna keep watching these, and it's gonna be interesting to see how it evolves from here. Because we are how many weeks from Bash at the Beach? It's June the 3rd.
July 4th. So we're like 4 episodes away. There's the Great American Bash, which I don't know when that happens. I don't know if that's what they're referring to, Bash at the Beach, or something else.
Bash at the Beach is the pay per view.
Yeah.
So Bash at the Beach,
And then Great American Bash.
Bash at the Beach '96 happened on July 7th. So Great American Bash is before this, then. Okay.
Yeah, that's June 16th, though. I think we have one more episode before that, and then we do that. I think we can try to find that.
All right. So interesting episode. It was fun to watch. Can't wait to see what happens next week. And that's really all we got for you guys today.
Yeah, this was
So-
bit of a nothing episode, but it could have been worse. Could have been a bad episode.
It was meh. But you know what? It was still fun. I still like seeing Scotty Steiner. I still like seeing Scott, even though that accent's gonna keep pissing me off.
Oh yeah.
Seeing all the random shit that they have with Mongo McMichaels. I don't even know who these schmucks are, but they're fun. Hearing Macho Man, knowing that he's gonna come back, it's gonna be interesting.
Definitely.
Other than that, very fun, very simple show. And I think that's where we can end it. So, Jay, any last thoughts on June the 3rd, 1996?
Nothing really special. That's kind of this episode.
Well, then, I guess that's where we're going to end it here, then, folks. So, as always, I'm AJ. That is Jay. We'll see you next time on our road to Attitude. And don't forget to call 1-800-COLLECT. That is we're not sponsored by them. I just like saying that because it feels natural. Jesus Christ, I might be a child of David Arquette. Oh, anyways. So, guys, we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.